Well, hello. As you can tell from the title of this video, I have decided to make a game in 128 days. I don't know if I will succeed. I am starting the project right now, or rather, I started the project a week ago, and I have decided that the rules are pretty simple. I only count days when I'm actually working on the project. So if there's a day I have no time to work on the project, that day doesn't count towards the 128 days. And if I have less than 4 hours time to work on the project, I count that day as half a day. This is just a way of balancing, well, work-life balance and, actual work, not just this project. And another rule is that I am going to make weekly updates like this one you're watching every single week. Now, this is the first weekly update, so before I show you what I have made this week, I would like to talk about what sort of game I want to develop. It is, as I said, a real-time strategy game because I think real-time strategy games are fun. I am very fond of the real-time strategy games developed by Paradox Interactive, like the Europa Universalis or Crusader Kings or Hearts of Iron series of games. But my game is going to be a lot simpler than that. The basic idea is that you have a bunch of countries, and countries own cities, and cities produce soldiers. Like this. And when you are playing as one country among many, when you feel like if you are at war with another country and you feel like you have enough soldiers standing around, standing at the front line facing an enemy city, you can order your soldiers to attack. They'll go ahead and attack, and if you kill all defending enemies at the other base, you can take over the other city. Oh, this sounds extremely simple, and this would probably be too simple for a game, even a 128-day game. But there are two complications. One is that I want soldiers not just to live inside the city. I want them to stand around in so-called on so-called front lines between the cities when they are not called for to attack. And the other complication is that I want soldiers to consume stuff like ammunition, and if soldiers are low on stuff, they create demand for stuff, and stuff may need to be brought in from other bases in a sort of supply network to simulate logistics. This is my basic pitch for the game I want to make, and now I think we can take a look at what I have actually done for the first week of this project. And actually, it's right here behind OBS. I haven't actually worked on the game itself. I haven't written a single line of code for the game itself. I haven't even created the project the game will live in. Instead, I made this project called the map editor. You will never guess what it is doing unless you guess that it is for editing the map the game will be played on, in which case you'll be correct. Anyway, let's not go through the code. There is a lot of code. Let's instead look at the results. That was a quick loading bar. And here we have a map of Europe, North Africa and the Middle East. This is the map the game will be played on. And you see a lot of lines. This is the aforementioned supply network. And these lines connect cities. I can zoom way in here. See, there are a bunch of cities. I can right-click a city to see information. This is the city of Aarhus in the province Midtjylland. It has a province income of 10 euros, and it is owned by Denmark, and it is a core of Denmark. This is something I'm stealing from the Paradox series of strategy game. Each city has both an owner, that is the person whose flag you see at the top here. They are the ones who actually own the city right now, de facto. But the core is whoever should own the city de jure, who the population living there sees as the rightful owner of the city and the province. And only the core owner can extract 100% of the income from the city. I am thinking that cities will also be producing stuff like ammunition, and non-core owned provinces owned which are not your cores, will be producing them at a slower rate and will have maybe only half the income, and maybe you won't even be able to recruit soldiers in your non-core provinces. Now, in most cases, as you can tell, maybe you can't tell that. Yeah, of course you can't tell that because I haven't told you that the core is represented by the color of the little house, and the owner is represented by the flag at the top of the house. In most cases, the core and the owner is the same person. At least most places in Europe, that's the case. Of course, there are some places where the core owner is not the same as the current owner, like this place. Yeah, I am making a real-time strategy game where you can play as either Israel and Palestine and do the thing they do. Yeah, I am 100% serious. But well, in this case, I had some problems with how to represent the city of Jerusalem, because legally speaking, Jerusalem is split in West Jerusalem, which was awarded to Israel, and East Jerusalem, which is internationally recognized as part of Palestine. I represented the East and West Jerusalem as different cities because that's, well, the only way I could represent this with the mechanics of the game. And in general, I'm going with the internationally recognized owner as the core owner. So Palestine is the owner of East Jerusalem, and all of the West Bank, or at least they have a core on the West Bank. Although, as you can tell, the region is actually de facto controlled by Israel. And, well, when it comes to the owner, I'm going with who actually controls the place right now at the time I'm writing this. That's why Israel also controls the Golan Heights, even though they are internationally recognized as a core of Syria. I had some problems with how to represent the Gaza Strip, the cities of Rafah and Gaza, because I don't really know who de facto controls them right now. In the end, I decided to go with Palestine, mainly so that Palestine becomes a playable nation in the game, because I imagine it would be fun to play as Palestine. It would probably be quite challenging, but probably fun. There are also a few other controversial decisions I had to make. Like, for instance, I decided that I will represent northern Cyprus, centered on the city of northern Nicosia. Again, we have a split city. Nicosia is split between the so-called Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, which most people, including me, just recognize as a Turkish occupation, and the Republic of Cyprus, ruling from the southern half of Nicosia. I decided to make northern Cyprus a core of Cyprus because It is internationally recognized as owned by Cyprus, even though Turkey de facto controls the northern half of the island. I also use this mechanic of cores and owners being different to represent the Kurdish provinces. Kurdistan is not a playable nation because Kurdistan doesn't own any cities. But I still represent some of these provinces as cores of Kurdistan. That way, Syria, Iraq, and Turkey gets fewer resources from these provinces, and I thought that was a good way of representing the greater deal of local autonomy these cities and provinces have. And of course, I have also represented the ongoing Russian occupation of Ukrainian cities in the eastern and southern half of the country. Again, I'm going with the internationally recognized territory as core territory, so all of Ukraine's pre-2014 territory is recognized as cores of Ukraine, and the Russian-controlled separatist republics in Georgia are cores of Georgia because this is internationally recognized as Georgian land, even though Russia de facto controls it. Oh, and of course, I have also depicted the illegal Finnish occupation of the Swedish Åland Islands. Now, okay, that one isn't actually an ongoing territorial dispute. I just thought it would be funny to represent the majority Swedish-speaking islands here as a core of Sweden rather than Finland, even though Finland owns them. I also thought about maybe it would be funny to represent the city of Flensborg as a core of Denmark because Slesvig was illegally stolen from us 150 years ago. But I decided against this because they have literally had an election where they voted to be part of Germany, so they get to keep that for now. Anyway, this is what I spent the last week doing, and this has been the first weekly update. As you can tell, I haven't made any pre-planned video script or anything, and these future updates are probably going to be a lot shorter than this one. But that's all for now. Go away. I said go away. Okay, if I press this button, you have to go away. Click.